Well, hello and welcome to another Drag Race recap series. Exactly what everyone's been asking for. Everyone's needed another one. There hasn't been enough voices out there just talking about Drag Race. Or maybe there's been so many and you just need another one on top of everything else, another cherry. Well, I'm here for you. My name is Aaron, and I'm going to be recapping my favorite show on television. It's probably yours too if you're watching this. And here's how it's going to go. We're going to go through the runways. We're going to go through the challenges. I'm going to give you some erroneous thoughts about the episode where I only have a minute to tell you what I think about this episode. Discuss who won, who didn't win, and who's in the bottom, and lip sync for your lives, because that's the best part, right? The lip sync for your life. And then lastly, some untucked tidbits. I just had to start off to say that I've watched Drag Race since season 2, and I've stuck with it every season, watching it live. I don't do that for any other show, but I need to watch it on whatever night it's on. And lately, it's been on, the past few years, it's been on Friday nights. So it's interrupted my social life, but I am dedicated to the show, so why not put out a video about it? Let's get to the challenge. The challenge is RDR Live. So when I heard that it was going to be RDR again, I was like, we're really trying to do this again. It was not good the last time we tried to do this. Typically, the writing is not the best. But this time, I liked it. I thought it was much better. Still a little weak. The writing was better, and the girls had more to play with. And when it comes to like accents or characters, it was more open for them to really show their talent, which is what we want to see. So I'm going to go through each person and I'm just going to tell you if it was for me or not for me, right? We're not here to knock anyone down, make them feel terrible, feel bad. We don't know what it's like to be on the show and be in this pressure cooker. So I just want to say if it's for me, not for me, all in good fun. I love drag. I love drag queens. I love drag race. No hate. Anya Nerve for me, baby. I love Anya Nerve. She's my favorite of the season for sure. The first queen I followed on the social medias. She was hilarious. She's so charismatic. I don't think the girls really get how charismatic she is. Has such great nuance. Her facial expressions are just on point. As she showed you what it meant to do the hosting gig. Ariete, I really am pulling for Ariete because I just really love this queen. I've turned into a stan. I didn't start as a stan, but I am now. She's being a little set up because she's competitive, They want to see her crack a bit. Someone needed to be her friend and tell her not to go overboard. I think that like it's great to try things and then pull back, right? And really look at what the script is saying. Felt like they were supposed to be like these conservative Neanderthals who were complaining about and people who are different. So I think they needed to play into that more rather than the Neanderthal thing. So this is not for me, unfortunately. Corey King, this is for safe. Like sometimes it's for me and not for me, but this is for safe. Sometimes these queens are playing for safe, which is not a bad thing. They may not even intentionally be doing it. At least already went big. This is for safe. Lana Jarrett, in my eyes, in my opinion, was fine. It was for safe again, right? It wasn't anything wild. She didn't have much to work with, right? So she was like probably the shining star besides Anya with those two other girls. Mona Lisa, for me, we're starting to see Mona's personality come through these challenges. She also just kind of gets the joke. And really, the whole argument between her and Lydia about who should play who or whatever, they both wanted Gert. I think Hermona could do either. Like, I think Hermona was great in this role and should have been great as Gert. And this was really well done. Great nuance. The writing was pretty great too in this one. I think this where the strongest writing was. And I'm glad that she leaned into her accent. How did she not know what beaver is? That was pretty wild to not know what beaver is. She's just an innocent young lady. Sam Star, though, was not for me. I knew it immediately. The edit was showing it to us, too. But, like, I knew immediately when she was like, I'm not going to do the accent. I was like, y'all, you should play together. Two little Southern belles doing this would have been so funny. It just felt like it was, like, kind of doing, like, Rachel Maddow kind of thing. Because I think like, that's what she was trying to go for. I just don't think it worked. So it's not for me. But Joella, and this was for me, she was great. She was really hilarious. The Australian accent really worked. I thought it was interesting and different. I wish she could have improvised a little bit about that, but maybe they didn't want that. Maybe she didn't feel confident enough to do that. But the accent worked. It was great to see that kind of side of her, but it was still in her wheelhouse of things to do. So for me, Lexi Love, I get that when you just feel not heard or that your ideas are not good with her and Susie too. Totally get that. And I think it kind of got in her way. I think that sometimes she doesn't say things when they need to be said and says them after the fact or says them behind their backs or tells production. Love Lexi Love, no hate about that. But it just feels like if I wish she did in that moment to say, like, I just feel like you're not hearing me or slamming down my ideas. I would like to try this. So this was just for safe. This is fine. But then Crystal Envy was not for me. In fact, I think she could have been easily in the bottom three as well. I guess it was just forgettable, right? Arietti, it was like, oh, you remember that was not good. So I get why it was just kind of forgettable. Crystal Envy. It's not for me. Now, Susie 2, obviously, was for me. I called this last week. She was in my top two. It was her and Lexi. I thought Lexi would do well in this. For me, we're starting to see a different side of Susie that I get why she's kind of rubbing the girls the wrong way. I like her. I want her to be in that top three, top four, whatever it is. It's been purely a little bossy. She's part of the kumbaya where you can't really give her notes or tell her because she's too sensitive. We're starting to see that other side that it's hard to be with her in the room because of those things, possibly. But she's a lovable character on the show, and I enjoy her 20s, 30s aesthetic. So for me, in case you forgot, I thought she was going to be in the bottom last week. I said that was my call. That I thought she wouldn't do well. She did well. She did really well. I thought she was like up there too. Like she could have gone overboard. I did think that while I was watching. Like she was open to her boobs, but she could have really had fun with the whole scene. Like moved around, possibly be on the bed or whatever that was, like the hospital bed. There's things she could have played with, but she was, I guess, safe. But I wish she went above. But I was pleasantly surprised. So for me, and Lydia Butthole Collins, not for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Butthole. It just wasn't for me. And I knew when she could have been so great with Hormonal with Lisa was doing. That's perfect for her. I know she wanted to try to show this other side. That's people are in their head. Look at Lucky Stars. Just do what you are good at. This is something so left field for you that maybe just stay in the quiet area and then find your little humor within that. She would have been perfect for that. This was not for her, and this is not for me. Sorry, though. And I think the winner of the challenge for me is Anya Nerve. Anya Nerve was so good, so charismatic, great in both things. The monologue was amazing, though. Yeah, for me. Top for me. She can top for me. And then the bottom. Who can bottom for me? I think it's Arietti. It's just not for me. That was the bottom for me. So she can bottom for me. But no bottom shaming. No bottom shaming. Ever. So let's hit the runway. Excited about this runway. Tickled Pink. I love when they're more broad like this, where like it's a color or it's just like an idea. And if I was going to be Tickled Pink, I'm sure that the brief wasn't sent to them as Tickled Pink, but there's something that I want to do with tickling. Yeah. I think I would have like a little duster somehow that like a tickle fetish kind of thing, but do it with girly sensibility about it. A dominating female of some sort with a little tickle stick. Tickled Pink. That's something in there. Let's start this runway with Anya Nerve. I loved this, and I haven't been loving her looks. I liked the helmet. I wish that I get like maybe the helmet could have been bigger. I get that why they wanted something bigger hair or something of that nature, but I liked that whole idea of like sexy sneakers kind of thing. That's what she said, right? They're made of sneakers. So yeah, that was for me. Corey King. This is RuPaul's Drag Race runway. So yes, this is beautiful, this is fine, but this look is not for me. I just don't get, it's pink, but I don't get who you are really out of this. I don't get what the concept is, and the wig is just not doing it for me. But it's just not for me. Not for me. Arietti for me. For me, this one turned me officially into an Arietti stan. That and her Untucked performance. But this is just, look at this. Oh my gosh, the wings, it's one of those things where like, I don't know what you are, but I do know what you are. Like I get it, but I don't get it. All in one. It's beautiful. It's so well done. It's so for me. Absolutely. Now, Lingerie, this is not for me. I don't really get what her aesthetic is. Ultimately, I know she's beautiful and like a fashion model, runway girl, but she really doesn't stomp the runway for me either. Like she doesn't sell the garment. And there's something weird about the shoulder area for me. I feel like it needs to be more in somehow. Yeah, it's just not for me. Or Mona Lisa, this is beautiful, pretty. Seen it. It's drag we've seen. It's fine. It's whatever. It's for me, but it's like I could do with or without it at the same time. But she looks beautiful. There's something, I feel like the proportions are off a bit in the hips area, but that's just maybe me. Yeah, I want to see more woman. And Samstar, not for me. Vegas showgirl looks aren't for me. This is just it feels like unfinished. Like it feels like there's something missing, and then there's like so many pinks that don't really go well together. It's just not for me. And I'm not a Sam Star like fan, but her looks have been phenomenal. So I'm surprised. This just fell short for me. So not for me. Jewel Sparkles. I didn't know how to feel about this. This is what I kind of love when I don't know how to feel. Because I did think it was a dress, and also I was like, wait, is there like a pleat in the middle? Like, what am I missing? Oh, it's pants. And I did love how she revealed it. I love how she sold it. She knows how to sell a garment. I think ultimately it's for me, but I like the concept, so for me. Crystal Envy, last week, absolutely for me. This is not for me. I'm not feeling this. It feels like it needs to be longer with I need to see more of the like fringe going down. It feels still too short to really give the concept. I don't need it to go down all the way, but that would be an interesting concept if it did go almost to the floor. I do appreciate the asymmetricalness of it though, on the bottom, but just not for me. Lexi Love, it was fine. It's fine. I wish that like the light pink that she's wearing on had like a little more of the pink she has here. Just a little touch, not totally, but a little touch. But it's fine. It's for me. It's for me. She looks great, obviously. All these queens look great. We all know that, right? This is not about how they look, but just the look itself. Susie Toot. I love Susie Toot's aesthetic, and I'm glad that she was able to do clown with a prettier sense of the makeup. Prettier. I wish there was bigger hair, clown hair. That to me would have read a little bit more fashion clown. So it's even a thing, but yeah, it's good. It's fine. Yeah, I like it for me. I can't wait to see more of the 20s, 30s thing. I think it's time that comes back, but I know she has no control over when these runways hit. But Susie Toot for me. Lydia Butthole Collins. Now, initially, it wasn't for me, not because of what she's presenting. I love what she's presenting. That's amazing that she did this on RuPaul's Drag Race runway. Was a stiff one, stiffy there. I guess I like it. Yeah, I guess it's for me. And it is pink, and I love the idea of a pink one. Yeah, it just feels. I wish that she could do stuff with her arms somehow. I don't know what that would be, but I love that the leg came out. It's cute, and all right, it's for me. And now time for Acacia Forgot. Really, with this name, girl, did you want to be forgotten? Because your personality kind of is like mid, and your outfits sometimes are just really mid. Now, this one is not very mid. This one has a point of view. I don't think the hair and the outfit go together. I get what you're doing. It's like Gem and the holograms kind of with the hair. It's not big enough. If that's what you're doing. And it's mullet like the 80s. And I love that you do the 80s. And I like the shoulders, but it feels like the jacket needs to go in more to really give that cinched look. Is it businesswoman 80s? I don't know. Or is it Gem and the holograms? It needs to make a decision of what 80s it is. I don't think it's for me. I want it to be, but it's not for me. On the runway, giving it to Arietti. Arietti was totally for me. She can bottom for me in the challenge, and then she can top for me on the runway. She's a verse queen for me today. And I think on the runway, Corey King is not for me, so she can be a bottom. She's the bottom for me. Now it's time for some fun. Instead of reviewing the whole episode, that would take a long time, and I want to get succinct with you. I'm going to give myself a minute, and I'm just going to read off my notes that are right here in front of me. I haven't reread them since I just like randomly wrote them down during the episode. And I have a minute to tell you them all and talk about the episode as a whole. We're going in 3, 2, 1. First of all, I love Piggy. I'm so using that and so stealing that. That's great. Eating, love that. Who's eating the most? Who's great? Who's eating it up? You're at Piggy, Miss Piggy. Love that. Um, and not me kind of like not liking Lana Del Rey. Girl, would she hold firm? I guess, yes, you should hold firm. You should hold firm, but it just felt like they're starting to show a different side of Lana that we're starting to maybe not like. And I'm nervous about Lexi, like I said, that I thought she was like a down girl, and now it feels like she just wants to talk all this s about people behind their back or call them out. And I love RuPaul's number. I just freaking love that she just walks back and forth, does a little step touch over here, and then moves on. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of time. And then the Save Queens made sense. Actually, all of the voting, all of the judging has been really, yes, this is who I put at the bottom, who I put in the top. And I think that they're starting to give Susie a bit of a bad edit. Oh, it's been a minute. Oh, there's one last thing I want to say. The Delulu of this season is what's making this season. All of these girls are delusional, and we need more delusional queens on the show. Delusion is great television. But everyone thought they did great after every challenge is amazing. Everyone's living in the delusion. Live in it. Think you're the best. You need to at these kinds of situations. Delusion gets you far and makes great television. Thank you, Joella. We miss you, our Delulu queen. So let's talk about these tops and bottoms. They're it. Yeah, they're it. They're really good, and I think that that's how I'd place it too. I would give Anya Nerve the win, but Susie's too totally worth it, and was the one I said to look out for. The bottom two, unfortunately, Arietti, Butthole, those were the right ones. Let's talk about this lip sync for your life. And as soon as I saw Boogie Wonderland, Rue loves to laugh, and I think Lydia can give that. And Arietti's so in her feelings, she's gonna try to just perform, 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 perform. So I was really nervous. And then Lydia freaking killed. She was showing hotness, sex that's showing sexy sometimes, pulling out the jokes, pulling out the fun. She really killed this and deserved the win. But I really, Arietti cannot leave. That is wild. I thought it'd be a 1 and a 7, and because the 7 was pulled. When she pulled the 1, I was really like, please, please. And I felt I literally screamed out yes. I screamed out yes. So I'm very excited, very happy. I'm glad that this little produced, and this is like another thing. Like it really wasn't as produced as the chocolate. This was like someone had to pick the 1, someone had to pick the 7. Love that it was not totally produced production tactic, antic. And so I'm glad that she'll stay. Now some time for some untucked tidbits. My untucked tidbit, I just talk about one little moment. If you're not watching Untucked, this season is so good. It's really giving a lot of season 5 energy with the Jinx, Susie kind of thing, and the girls are really against her. But they know they all love each other, but they really are pressed. Arietti was pressed. The fact that she went around the room, called out the girls, and then went to give that little sarcastic face. Yeah, I'm fine. To Susie too. I'm good, girl. I don't know. It was just such great television. Oh my gosh, Arietti. Thank you. Thank you to all of them for being Delulu, because Lana was also Delulu, thinking that Shika was a top queen and wasn't fine with safe. Girl, everybody be fine with safe. I know everybody wants to be seen and heard and wants to be judged on that runway, but then when you get that wish, it's typically when it's time to go. So just be thankful you're safe and enjoying this ride. But already, thank you for this episode, because I was nervous. Without Joella, how would Untucked be good? I don't have to worry anymore. I can sit back. I can enjoy it Untucked. So now let's pick who we should look out for next week. I think I'm only picking one now. I give myself 2, but let's just pick one queen that we think was going to do awesome at this next challenge, which is using unconventional materials and making it a runway. Already, I'm giving. I think this is gonna be the comeback now. I think they played with her, and now she's gonna do well, and then they'll play in her face again later. But they're going to give it to her this one, so she gets a win and feels that, and then feels a drop. That's my hope. We need the drama. Now, when it comes to, it's Corey King. Look out for her. So look out. Aria doesn't kill it. Look out for Corey King. I don't think she's going to do well. It's just another Drag Race recap series. Every week, if you want to join me, like, comment, subscribe. I do this every week. I review films. I review music. I put on dances. Whatever you like to watch, I've got it for you. Maybe let me know in the comments what you think. Happy Drag Race.